Now, I am wondering whether it makes sense to go to this outer room before I get started. I'm just going to do that. I know it uses a few steps, but let's just go and do that first and see what I can draft over here and then head into the house. Shelter protects you from the negative effects of the next 3 red rooms drafted. Okay, hovel. Special floor plans now cost additional steps instead of gems. And rooms in your house will be more likely to contain dig spots. I think I still need a shovel to be able to do that. Don't I? But I could... let's do this one for now and hope maybe that I'll come across a shovel. There isn't one in here, conveniently. Mount Holly family tree. Interesting. So this is the Epson family. Now, some of these people I've seen in pictures. Isn't this the picture in one of the... Is it in one of the bedrooms? Okay, I'm guessing this might be useful. Right, well, yeah, okay. So is there anything else? Yes. Search continues. Author and illustrator whose fanciful stories name Marion Marigold was last seen... Okay, there's bits chopped off. Something Friday, getting into a carriage. No sign has been found yet. Sign was underlined for some reason. Okay, that Marion Marigold. That name doesn't ring any bells, I gotta say. Right, well, I think that's all I can do in there. Okay, so let's get back into the house and get on. It would be good if I could get a shovel. Because there should be more things to dig. Right, let's start this way then. Okay, so it might make sense actually to get a load of steps at this point, mightn't it? Maybe I do that first. Just recovers my step count from having been outside. That I think I've read, yes, that's about the billiard room. Ah! A key card. Okay, we've got a key card already. Is there usually one in the bedroom? Guest bedroom? Don't remember. Right, anyway, so that's that. Now let's head this way. Okay, den, that would be a good spot here because it then goes both ways, doesn't it? So I think do that, gets me a gem, gets me some options. Quick check, there's nothing else? No. Okay, so I probably want to go this way first. Right. Yeah, I don't really want to block myself in yet, so maybe we stick a corridor here. I know the corridor, it says always unlocked, and this part of me thinks that this is best used over the other side, where there's more likely to be locked rooms. But okay, so I'm not going to be able to get something into this corner, am I? Your package has been delivered. Ah, yes, right. Do I want the mailroom here, or maybe the parlour makes more sense though, just to, rather than blocking me in already. But mailroom, I will definitely think about that. Right, so let's have a look at our boxes. So what have we got? The statement on one of the other two boxes would be true if you replace the word every with the word this. Okay. So every box contains gems. So if this is true, then that putting this box contains gems. Every box contains gems. That can't be right, can it? Because there's only one of them does. So this box contains gems would be right. It could be every box contains gems, but then that's... Every box is black. Right, well that's not true no matter what. Because every box is definitely not black, but also, even if that was right, this box is black is not right either. So this is false no matter what. Right? Let me just remind myself. I can never quite remember. So there's at least one which is true and at least one which is false, and only one of them. So every box contains gems can't be true. See, I'm tempted to go, if this is true, the statement on one of the other two boxes would be true, because then if you put this box contains gems, that would be right. So that's true, and that's, well, it's sort of true if you change that. I think it's this one, but this one's not as straightforward as some. Yes, it is this one. Okay, that is right. Just one, I was just slightly second guessing myself as to whether there was another way of doing that. Okay. So we've got, the nook would get me a key, which is quite handy. Bedroom gets me more steps, well, I'm not bad for those at the moment. Right, I'm tempted to do a nook then. Pick up a key just so I've got one ready to go. Okay, so carry on this way or go back? I'm inclined to carry on for now and not waste steps. Okay, so the pantry and the observatory don't actually fit very well, do they? So maybe I stick the closet here and then backtrack. I think maybe I'll do that. See what items we've got in here. A compass. Draw floor plans leading north more frequently. Okay, so I'll get floor plans with doors heading north more often than I would have done. Right, so I could go straight ahead. I think that probably makes sense, just to avoid wasting steps. Okay, so we could do the spare room or the chapel. actually the drawing room fits as well. Maybe we'll stick this one in here for now. Right, quick check for anything of use. Right, so in this room I can do redraw things. That's, you know, like the star constellations you get in the observatory. I don't know if it's relevant because there's often a picture somewhere in the house. I think I came up, saw one in a storeroom last time. Anyway, it's one with the 4 stars. If I do the observatory, it'll be interesting to see if I get that. Right, let's go this way then. So the commissary, items for sale. I wonder if I can buy a shovel. Shall I try that? It connects back to the entrance hall. Of course, I don't have much in the way of money. Okay, commissary will be closed from day 12 to day 16. Though isn't there something about memos in different colours that the security room mentions, and I don't remember what it said. You don't think this terminal password, came up with a security room a couple of times. It definitely begins with an S, doesn't it? I don't think it's something like Sinclair, do you? I mean, that would be quite poor security, but okay, so I could buy a sledgehammer. Running shoes. Okay, I wonder if they give you some steps benefit. See, there's a thing to dig, but I need to get the shovel to do any digging. Right, okay, well, let's go this way. Right, West Wing Hall would seem to be the right thing here because the others will block me in. That's probably the best I'm going to get here. So I don't see any point in redrawing this. So let's do that one. Because it does give me access to this. Now this is the one that mentions, yeah, Clara Epson, which was one of those people in the family tree, wasn't it? Ah, right, I could fit the mail room in here. Shall I do that? It's the best fit anyway. So let's do that. Package delivered. Okay, packing slip, the Sinker Company. Items included 1 amateur lockpick kit, 1 silver key, 2 keys. Okay, so does this mean occasionally be able to unlock some normal doors? Okay, so it won't work on everything. A silver key. Right, so unlocking a door with a silver key leads to a room with many doors. Okay, and then these are just ordinary keys. Got you. Was there anything else in the mailroom? Simon P. Jones, Mount Holly Estate. Okay. Hey buddy, how's it going up there in that big house? I think most people would be pretty scared being alone for this length of time. But I have a feeling you're doing just fine. I imagine you happy as a clown, perfectly content on the estate with the exploration and opportunities for adventure that present themselves each day. As I'm writing this, you're currently in the garage packing the tent. I wanted to try to post this letter before we depart tomorrow so that it has a chance to arrive during your first few days on the estate. But with all the preparations, I'm not sure that I'm going to find the time. There's so much I want to say, and I'm sure I'll forget to tell you Friday night. Sometimes it's easier for me to just jot this stuff down. You're yelling at me right now to come bring you a pillowcase. Hold on a second, I'll be right back. Right, I can tell you're really excited, but I think you might feel a little guilty about being so happy the day after a funeral. Believe me, I know how long Uncle Herbert worked on setting this up for you. And I know from our conversations just how much happiness this final project brought him, so do both of us a favour, be excited. The house really is amazing. I know it's been almost 7 years since we were last up there, and I'm really curious to hear just how much you remember from those summer trips. You've always been smarter than me at this kind of thing, so I'm not sure how much guidance or inspiration I can offer before your trip that will actually be useful to you. Despite my best intentions, I'm sure that on Friday I'll end up leaving you with a few of my overused cliche expressions when we say farewell. Later, alligator, Dad. P.S. Get some sleep each night and don't spend all your time each day playing dirigiblocks. Okay, dirigiblocks. Right. A letter from my father. I don't know that it told me anything particularly useful though, did it? Denny Ravane. That name, it's not ringing any bells at the moment. This is the thing that I couldn't work out. Yeah, more detailed instructions will be sent by electronic mail to the address the client has provided. I wonder if it's on the terminal. Because I was pressing, it said press any button to activate blue. Press a blue indicator next to a red indicator to activate purple. But that didn't seem to be doing that. So there's something I'm missing. I'm guessing in these more detailed instructions. Is that in the terminal though, in the security room? Might be. Right, okay, well this is my only option now. Let's hope it's not a dead end. Right, so we've got the observatory, or we've got a bedroom. Shall I do the observatory here? Let's do that. So the thing has rotated. Is this always the same? Right. See, this was the thing that was in that picture. Was this Diamondus Minor +1 gem. Okay, let's have a look in the telescope and see what we can see. Right, now we've only got, there's 3 stars there. I still don't quite understand this. So that's, I mean, is that, there's 3 stars, that one there, for example. Let me just see. If I click on that, do I get +3 steps? Is it as simple as that, that's what this is? Yeah, okay, so, and I've got 3 steps. Okay. Right, well, that's kind of useful. Now, I don't think there's anything else in here. Should I just check up here first? Don't want to miss. Excuse me. Don't want to miss anything? No. Okay, just had a coughing fit and had to get a glass of water. Right. Anyway, let's carry on. So that constellation I found was not the same one as in the picture. So maybe that's not of significance. Okay, so storeroom, that would give us a dead end. Not a great choice. Hallway would definitely work. Nursery also a dead end. So let's go hallway. Also gives me a key, which is kind of useful. So we've got a room there or a room there. Shall I try and do this one first? Okay, so food for sale. I've got no coins yet. I could do the pantry, which would give me some coins, so that probably makes sense, doesn't it? And also fits in this space, so let's fit that in here, get some coins, get a couple of extra steps. Right, anything else? No, okay. Cloister, now that's a useful fit out, but it requires 3 gems, which I just don't have. Tempted to put the storeroom here. Let's do that. Ah, that's the broken lever, which I'm sure I found that in the workshop before. Right, I think that's probably everything. Okay. Okay, so spare room. Spare room is the only one that continues onwards, so I'm probably going to have to do that, I think. Yeah, I really could do with something to find out what you get from these. Okay, so chapel gives me options, or security room might be useful. Maybe I do that at this point. It will use my 1 gem, but I'm gonna do that. Right. So what did this say? So red memos are lies. So that note about the commissary was in red, wasn't it? What I saw down here. And things in red are not true. This talks about access levers. I've got a broken lever. Is that actually to do with the is that to do with the same levers as there is to get into the anteroom? Right, anyway, let's try this. So inventory, right, okay, I have found everything so far. Keycard system. Let's change the offline mode. Just do that. Now log into network. No, it's not that. He spelled Sinclair with a... Just, it looked like something before this, that. It looked like something that began with an S. I mean, it could be case. Can I do... No. Okay, I just wondered. I mean, it would be a pretty poor security to have your name as your login, but it wouldn't be the first time somebody's done it. Because this is actually on here, isn't it, as well? I just... Definitely looks like it begins with an S, but... I found anything else with an S? Nothing immediately springs to mind. No. Okay. So, should we go out this way first? Right, so I could do special keys because the silver key would guarantee me more doors, wouldn't it? Should I use that? Okay, so conference room, right. Right, I can't do the aquarium because I don't have gems. So I think let's put a conference room here. I've found things in here before, haven't I? Yeah, some special rooms allow you to spread items throughout your house. When items are spread, they are immediately placed in several of the rooms currently in your estate. However, if you have a conference room, spread items are gathered in that room instead. Right, is there anything in here at the moment? Oh, wait a sec, 9083, but this is a red memo. Reminder, after meeting adjourns, take all conference notes and place them in the office safe. And then there's a safe code, 9083, but that's a red memo, which the thing in the security room talks about red memos being false. So is that why? Because that's the same code I got when I came in here before, but it didn't work on the safe I found. So yeah, okay, well let's try and put a room here. Right, I've got quite a few keys, so let's just use one of those for now. Right, locksmith, but I can't do that. Okay, neither of the other two are a great fit, but let's just pop the boudoir here then. Yeah. So this is the room the safe, but it's not that code. No. I mean, a memo that's not right is not wildly helpful, is it? I mean, okay, it's not this number. Doesn't help much when it comes to getting into a safe. Right, there's nothing else in here today, is there? No, okay. Now, we've got a security door here. And I do have this. Do I lose this if I use it? You wouldn't normally. Select a floor plan. Okay, so we can get in here. Billiard room makes sense. Garage I can't do. I don't have any gems. Let's stick the billiard room here then. Right, have I lost my key card by doing that? Oh no, I do still have it. Okay, I wondered if I lose it. I mean, it doesn't make sense. You wouldn't normally lose your key card by using it on a door, but never know. Right. Okay. Glass salt shaker. Whenever you eat food, gain steps, gain an extra step. Okay. That's kind of useful. Should keep an eye out for some food then. Right, anyway. This puzzle, okay, let me have a look. So we've got 4 times 5, I think. 20. Yep. 5 minus 1 is 4. Oh, no. Did I get that wrong? Okay, I've got that wrong already. 4 times 5, 20, that's correct. Oh, I didn't notice this one down here. That's why I was thinking, but that's right, isn't it? There's another one down here. So it's not, so it's could be 5 minus 1. That's division, isn't it? So that would give you 4, then divided by 2 would give you 2. Is it that? Yes, it is. Okay. And then 12. Okay, so it could be 12 minus 9, 3. Times 10 would be 30. Divided by 15 would be 2. Yes, got it. Okay, more keys. Right. So I've got quite a lot of keys. I'm a bit lacking in gems. Okay, so let's go this way. Right, courtyard fits neatly. Except I can't do that because okay, so it's bedroom or gymnasium. Yeah, it's unfortunate I'm lacking in gems today. So I could put the bedroom or the gymnasium. Gives me 2 options. One of them I gain 2 steps, the other one I lose 2. I'm tempted to do this just because it gives me more options as far as doors go. Oh, mind you, that's a security door. Oh wait, is this going to... A pair of running shoes occasionally save steps when travelling longer distances across the estate and grounds. Okay. Does that only work? Does that only work outside, for example? Right, so it'd probably be best to go this way first. Okay, locked door, that's fine. I've got plenty of keys. Right, I really need to find some gems, don't I? So I could do the library here. Let's do the library here. Right. Ah, no, this has got... Right, so I think what happens here is you get this, you can request a book, it'll appear the next time you do that, but you can't then request one again that same day. The following day, if you do one, you get to request this. So I requested that one last time. Marion Marigold. That was the name on the thing about the person who was missing, wasn't it? Tell you what, let's request it and see what it says next time we come here. Right, just check if there's anything else. Please just tell me what's going on. And the one the other side usually just gives me pictures and things. Yeah, scrapbook. And yes, what I've drafted, contraptions I've made. Yeah, okay, right, well, so we'll get a new book tomorrow. Right, anyway, so let's go this way, I guess. There is the security door. Okay, we're running into more locked doors now. Secret passage again. No gems. Weight room. Lose half your steps. Okay. That's not great. While drafting, you will no longer be able to see all 3 of your potential floor plans. Okay. Not entirely sure what that means, but I guess we go and find out. I've also never done the archives, I think. Let me just check. Countless shelves of documents and towering file cabinets make this otherwise immense space seem small and cramped. These archives contain almost a century of records and files pertaining to the Sinclair family's numerous interests, many of which are sealed and unable to be accessed. Wait. I didn't read this one. Right, just tells me about digging. Yeah, okay. So, is there anything I can find in here? This is the woman. August 22nd, 85. Marigold wins Herald Literary Honour. Popular children's writer Marion Marigold adds yet another feather to her scholastic cap when she discovered on Thursday that her picture book Swimbird has been chosen as the Herald Literary Medal Illustrated Book of the Year. This is Marigold's second time winning this prestigious honour. The previous medal was, of course, for her debut effort. She was no stranger to the public eye even before her literary success. The niece and closest living relation of Baron H.S. Sinclair, Mary began using Marigold as a pen name to free her from political associations one might make with the Sinclair family. January 27th, 86. Swimbird author never considered herself success. She confided, "My son was the one that actually got me to start writing. I always challenged myself to never tell him the same story twice at bedtime. And so as we ran out of books we owned, my imagination had to take over from there." Marigold has elaborated in previous interviews that her debut book, Red Prince, is based on her son and his inflexible love of the colour red. A statement that has been held with much scepticism by the many pundits that viewed that book as rather thinly veiled political critique of the Royalist Party and their unwavering blind loyalty to the throne. Okay, November the 11th. Publisher and author detained by Red Guard questioned. Caleb Manning and his publisher Philip White were 2 of the 3 dozen names that appeared on a leaked dossier naming them a person of interest in the Trinsdale bombing that killed 4 people last Tuesday. Although no group has come forth to officially take responsibility of the attack, it is widely believed by the authorities to be work of the insurgent group RLCF, who also call themselves the Children of Blackwater. Ruffington Press was quick to dismiss the rumours in the statement released on Friday, maintaining that the popular author and Mr. White were simply victims of unfortunate happenstance whatever that means. This would not be the first time that the publishing house has defended a rogue employee. 3 years ago, an associate editor with the company was arrested for criminal conspiracy, though the charges were later dropped. Right, Marigold drops publisher. Local author and popular personality Marion Marigold has announced a split with her long-term publishing partner, Ruffington Press, citing personal reasons. The announcement came after the arrest last week of fellow author and colleague Caleb Manning, who Marigold has past referred to as a mentor, friend and confidant. Marigold is the third prominent writer to distance themselves from a publisher this week. Okay, and then there's a bit of February 22nd, no traces discovered of sinker heiress, but search continues. Mary Matthew Jones, the author and illustrator whose fanciful stories are written under the pen name Marion Marigold, was last seen by a close friend at 3:45 p.m. Friday, getting into a carriage after a late luncheon date at the 100 Bells Tea Room in Trinsdale. This is the bit of note that I found. Mrs. Jones never arrived home, and the carriage driver cannot be located. Family and local authorities are very concerned, but have not deemed the case foul play. It's an out-of-character incident at this point, and we are seeking information. Priceless jewels stolen in dramatic Royal Museum heist. Thieves in the royal capital of Fen Aries have broken into the Crown's fabled closed exhibits. These lavish rooms have historically been reserved exclusively for the use of the aristocracy and high peerage, and access has never been granted to those outside noble circles, at least not until today, as local police and forensic experts have been spotted in virtually every corner of the museum dredging for clues. Museum authorities said they were alerted in the middle of the night by reports of several masked intruders seen breaching the south wall and brandishing firearms. The intruders broke into the museum, subdued the royal guard and disabled the security system. By the time the militia arrived on the scene, the burglars had simply vanished. Although an official registry of the lost jewels has not been publicly announced, among the treasured artifacts rumoured to be stolen is the renowned ruby crown of Orinda Aries, the priceless crown jewel whose material worth pales in comparison to the historic value. If these rumours are true, the evidence may suggest that the theft was politically motivated. Okay. Right, well, let's try this way first. Right, so I only get 2 rooms here. Okay, I'm going to lose half my steps by doing that one. I could do the dark room. Let's do the dark room for now. Yeah, I can't see anything then. Okay, let's just try and go straight on. Well, these 2 both require gems, so I don't have a great deal of choice. We're going to have to put this one and hope it's okay. Okay, have I been on the terrace before? No. Terrace balcony overlooking the grounds, providing an ideal spot for appreciating all the verdure and greenery that the estate offers. Right, is there anything here? We have 1 gem. Still don't have anything to dig those. Right, well, let's just try this door then. Use a key. And now I could do that one, but I'm tempted to do the one gem, right. So this is the furnace. You're more likely to draw red rooms when drafting. Red rooms tend to have downsides to them, don't they? Does this have anything otherwise in here? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Right, so shall I just do this one just to see, or I've got quite a few. I do still have a reasonable number of steps, so let's do this. Okay. Oh, it is rather warm. So I could turn the lights back on. Maybe the aquarium makes more sense though. Probably does. Right, okay, that's now opened that door, fine. Okay, that's an interesting door. Right. Is there any significance to these? Each tank in the aquarium is also inspired by the decor and colours of the various types of room found around the estate, including 1 or 2 red herrings. So is there a significance to what's in these? That's like a sort of office. That's a bedroom, definitely. I'm not sure what I would do with this. Anyway, let's have a look. Right, I do still have more keys, so we can keep unlocking things. Oh, I wonder if this is the sort of heat effect. It's basically because I know that I'm going to get more red rooms in here. I can't actually do that one. So I could do that, or I could just stick the laboratory here. But that will definitely leave me with only 1 space. Shall I just gamble on this? Okay, it's the chapel. Right. Anything in here today? No. So this one will connect through to there. Tempted to do this door first. Okay, still okay for keys. Dining room. I could put that there. Maid's chamber, less likely to find items laying around in your house. I probably don't want that one at the moment. Let's pop the dining room here. So that's now got me to the point of the door to the antechamber there, but I'm not sure that I can. We'll have a look in a moment. Today's main course, porterhouse steak. Delightfully expensive steak cut, bone in and extra marbled for maximum tenderness. A perfect dish for those who love extravagance. So I can have dinner, or I can wait. Tell you what, let's just leave it for now. So yeah, when I get to rank 8, which I just happened to have done just as I arrived here. Right, I'm gonna do this door first. Right, I'm gonna stick a bedroom here, gets me a couple of extra steps. Starting to run out of keys now. Right. Let's just stick the laboratory here then. I don't think there's anything in pantry. No, okay. I'll get a couple of steps back by coming into here. I've got that to give me a whole load of steps. Right, I'm tempted to go round to the archives and just see if I can put a room there. Or this one, actually. I can do this one, can't I? Let's do this. Right, so the maid's chamber, or actually the office. I don't have enough gems. Okay. Or I could do the archive plan. I mean, I've done almost everything, aren't I? So maybe this doesn't matter so much at this stage. A typical example of the accommodations for the live-in staff on the estate. It appears this particular bedroom belongs to one of the maids. Okay, anything in here? A note. Staff notice. The day we all dreaded has finally arrived. It is with unprecedented sadness that we inform you of the death of our benefactor, employer and master, the Baron of Mount Holly, H.S. Sinclair. Any staff who has an interest in attending services may contact Mrs. Babbage for details. In following the instructions left by the Baron himself, effective immediately, all work at Mount Holly is suspended. All live-in staff will have 1 month paid leave and must vacate the premises by Friday, November the 6th. Mrs. Babbage. Right. So there's no way of opening that at the moment, and I'm going to guess it's the same here. Yes. So there's some trick. Yeah, it's quite an initial challenge to reach, let alone enter. Well, I have reached it. I've got this broken lever. I don't have a workshop to be able to do anything with that, do I? Do I have any doors left, or have I exhausted everything? I think I have, haven't I? So I think what I should do is just get my extra steps and head back, I guess. Is there anything worth doing on the way? I could just check the conference room and just check if there's anything there. Let's go straight through into the gymnasium, billiard room, that way round. Just check if there's anything in the conference room. Don't know that there will be, but was there? No, there isn't any way of getting into that area. Okay. Think there's anything new. No, not seeing anything. Right. I'm inclined to just check the security room. Okay, I'm missing one gem somewhere. Missing a gem. Not that that's particularly helpful at the moment. Where might there have been a gem? Could easily have been something in the dark room, actually, couldn't there? And I just wouldn't have seen it. Yeah, could well have been something in there. And I didn't ever do the utility closet, did I? No. Okay. Where am I going? Right, no, I need to go back through the spare room, don't I? I mean, I don't think there is much more I can do. Yeah, that just goes around to the storeroom, so that's not particularly helpful. Running shoes, so that's what I found, wasn't it? So it gives me bonus steps occasionally. There, see, just there, didn't use one to come in here. Okay, so I think I've possibly done everything I can do. I don't think there will be anything that I've achieved that I can do out here. So I think it's probably time to call it a day again, but I have at least reached the antechamber, even if I couldn't get into it. Yeah, quite a lot of new rooms on this one. I did get to rank 9. Yeah, still work to do if I need to find out how do I actually get into the antechamber, even when I can reach it.